Hi, boys and girls, it's Miss Sewell, and I'm going to be reading you a poem called Casey at the Bat. I want you to pay close attention to who the main character is and how the poem ends. The outlook wasn't brilliant for Mudville 9 that day. The score stood 4-2, but one inning more to play. And then, when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and the men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a huggin' third. Then from 5,000 throats and more there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell, it knocked upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then, while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip, and now the leather-covered sphere came hurling through the air. And Casey stood a-watching in a haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded speed. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the sphere flew. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and an echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey and the audience was a weld. They saw his face grown stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate, and now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. So what I want you to do is go back to the assignment and fill in who the main character was. So what was this poem mostly about? Which character? And how did the story end?